Here we go. I'm going to go through here. We got first play. A little bit of
all right, they would call that blue. That's blue jet. Two backs with is 2x1. That's the original. A lot of people don't understand that air raid actually comes from the West Coast offense. Mike Leach and Hal Mumme basically stalked Lavelle Edwards at BYU. So there's a lot of two-back. There are two-back bones to the air raid. A lot of people think it's all 4 wide, 3x1, all sorts of stuff. But really, this right here is blue jet. Go ahead and run it. Let's see what they run.
Okay. So blue jet. We got.
And it looks like corner. So it probably blue jet 8, just to see what you're going to get is you're going to get an outside. The outside guy is going to run a lazy slant, which you see right there with the Z receiver, which would be the guy who just had the thing on. The inside guy is going to run a 4-step corner route. And so what they're going to read is they're going to read corner flat to the lazy slant. And if they get press coverage, they're going to go to the backside. And that's what they get right here. He sees that he has press, so he's not going to win those releases. So the quarterback immediately is going to go to that backside slant game, which should be pretty much open, which it is.
Right. Okay. Yep. Very nice.
So, yeah, I mean, like, if you know anything about air raid, you can watch Leach and just be like, yo, this is what Leach is going to do. Right here, they call this formation early. So this would be early.
Early. Why is it called early? It just
don't get me to lying. Hey, look, the funniest thing that people ask me is like, yo, coach, why do they call this and what did the numbers mean? They don't mean anything. The one thing about Leach and Mumme is that if they get a play from somebody, like one of the screens that they run is a double screen. They call it surge screen. They learned it from like a semi-pro team called the Surge, so they called it Surge.
Oh, gotcha.
So they just call it whatever it is, but this is early, and then of course they're going to run 30, which is what they call the inside zone here.
So that's pure inside zone. He's, if that guy,
they're going to box count. I mean, they're looking right there. I mean, they have basically a 5-man box with that linebacker walked up, so I guess they like that.
Right. Option this guy right here.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. And you'll probably see later on in the game they'll come back to do something to that.
Okay. All right. What we got
right here? They're in open. This is just a 2x2. They're gonna go motion.
Oh.
And throw a pick. It appears that they probably were getting ready to run Z shallow on that. If I saw the end zone copy, this guy, the slot down here on the bottom is probably going to run a dig. Yeah, that guy's probably going to run a dig or a hunt route. So they're probably running shallow. One thing a lot of air raid guys do, you'll see, is that when they get man coverage, they're going to run outside shallows instead of inside shallows.
What do you mean by outside shallow versus inside?
Well, the outside shallow basically means is that the outside receiver, either the X or the Z, is going to run the shallow cross instead of the slot receiver. Generally, what you get is you get that old that kind of what a lot of people call it under and basic in the West Coast terminology, which was one of the slots will run a shallow cross, the other guy will run a dig route. What they'll do in the against man coverage is the outside guy will run that, and then the inside guy will kind of replace.
Gotcha.
And it also might even looks like it could be also that they're just running slants. Depending on the drop, it's a pretty quick drop. All those guys are coming inside, but it does look like they're running some sort of shallow because of the way that guy does, and he just doesn't see the the zone dropper, the number 2 zone dropper coming in there.
Yeah, looks like a little bit of a zone blitz there. That end drops back.
Yeah. He doesn't see that guy, and that's dangerous for air raid cats. If you can zone drop. You don't see that a lot at the high school level because when guys zone drop, all you do is just run inside zone at them, and you end up getting a lot of runs. Yeah. And but at the college level, when you got those big time,
you gotta.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here we can see here now.
Yeah, it's pretty much Z shallow right here. You can see the slot guy working his way across the field. Yep. And if the guy doesn't drop in his view, then that shallow carries itself across, and he'll run it to the numbers.
All right. Now, what do you know about LSU? You want to take a quick look at
It's
them?
LSU or UCLA?
Or sorry, UCLA.
Well, I mean, Chip Kelly is at UCLA. He was at Oregon. I mean, they definitely they
Yeah.
definitely play up tempo spread stuff. And to be honest, I tell people all the time, air raid is really not a playbook; it's a lifestyle. It's about rep based offense. It's about how you practice. You can kind of keep your playbook concise. And Chip was one of those guys where when he was really killing people at Oregon, they were just playing ultra fast and doing some things. And but every team in the country has some kind of mesh. The first time I ever saw a shallow cross video was when Jimbo Fisher was an assistant coach way back in the day at Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Florida State. No, he was the head coach at Florida State. I'm trying to remember where he was at before that. But Mark Richt and those guys, they all run shallow cross. If you want to see some good shallow cross stuff, look at some Mike Shanahan stuff from back in the old days. So here they're going to come back in early again. One thing about Leach is if he finds a formation matchup that he likes, he'll stay in it.
So what's he like about this so much? I mean, he's just it's looks like man free maybe.
Yeah, I think he thinks that the inside zone is going to take that outside guy right there, and so he can just go ahead and pull it out. He's got trips kind of into the boundary, even though they're in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
It just it's 3-on-3. The numbers aren't there. He should be able to run the inside zone there if you think about it. I don't know why the kid pulled it, but it's a sort of an RPO deal. I mean,
Gotcha.
It's one of those things. Oh no, yeah, good job.
Yeah.
But the numbers would have dictated handing the ball off, in my opinion.
Right.
So here they're going to go late, which is the opposite of early. So you'll see it right there. You kind of have some space. The number 2 guy right there, that's a time you would rather run that number 2 fast screen because you can get flat for 5. And then you're going to see right here, he's just going to motion that guy over, and he's going to take the gift. Really, you got 3-on-3. The only guy that's going to get the running back is the safety, but he just likes that gift route, and so he's going to say, "Hey, I'll take it." Why not? It's 9 yards on one play, just a quick pitch and catch.
Now, do you think they have a signal for this, like to convert it to a hitch or a slant call, or how?
No, our air raid receivers are kind of taught to run the grass. They're taught right here in this situation that if that guy's pressed, I'm going to take 3 or 4 steps and I'm going to gear it down. And so it's just like a gift. He's like, okay, that guy's going to bounce away. I know that the screen is going the other way. So if that guy backs off, I'm just gonna crank it down and catch it.
Yeah, because he's not even like really pushing.
No. And one of the things Coach Mummy says about being an air raid coach is you have to have a great capacity for being bored. He talks about that quite a bit. He says you got to have a great capacity for boredom. To be able to just take that and do that. And a lot of guys won't do that. A lot of guys can't sit there and call that play 5, 6, 7 times in a row.
Yeah, it's almost like a smoke screen, except he's going a couple yards upfield.
Yeah, so here you go right here. You see this is shallow cross again. This is Z shallow. They're going to motion that guy out to spread out the gap, but you can see the shallow coming from the top and the dig coming from the middle from the other side. Mm-hmm. And that's not a bad little play there. Good job by that safety from LSU though. And the thing about the shallow is this: the shallow is always the hot route. You'll see the blitz coming, so the quarterback sees the blitz and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go right now to my hot route," and just convert that to a first down.
Yeah, I'm sure defenses know that, and they got to get down there and cover it hard.
So now we're in open again. And they're going to run draw. Not a bad gig. I mean, it's, you got a 6-man box, but one guy's kind of bailing. And so he's like, let me try it. I think, you can't tell a running back where to run, but obviously you would have liked for him to hit that kind of in the middle.
Right. It almost seems like he was watching that linebacker and he started to work his way out to the right.
Well, I can tell you, stick draw is kind of a deal for us. I mean, we run stick draw a lot. But generally speaking, in order for that to go to him, there would have been another back in there because you still want the regular stick thing. If you have 2 backs in there, you motion one out, and then you kind of have quarterback lead on that deal, which is not a bad play.
Yeah.
So here we go. We got star, which is empty right.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what we got here.
And it's just 97, which is all curls. He's going to read the inside curl to the outside curl, read the drop of the mic. You can see it's just curl flat on both sides. He had either the inside curl or the outside curl.
So it's all curls down here too. And this Mike linebacker is who he's reading there, right over the.
Yeah, as soon as that guy drops, he's going to read away from that. And so you see both grasses. And the one thing about air raid guys, you're not going to see like that old 12 to 10 big curl. They're going to release and go get into an area the quickest way to get there. Are you using a DSLR, Jason?
A DSLR?
Like a Canon camera, or what are you using?
I'm just using my MacBook.
Oh, okay, I got you. So just the camera off of that?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love my MacBook for everything.
Oh, I got a Mac Mini. I bought a Mac Mini. I have my setup with like the 3 monitors now, and I just use my I have an HD Logitech camera that I use when I do the screen stuff. So I didn't know. When you said battery, I have an 80D that my nephew had, and he gave it to me. But that thing, it only has like a 29-minute battery, so you can't really do long videos with it. But that's what I was when I had the whiteboard in my office. Like if you look over here, like I have a whiteboard on my wall.
So I wish I had an office.
Well, it's my dining room. Like I said, I don't have little kids anymore, so I could do that. So
all right, what do we got here? So let me see if I can call this. So this is late, right?
No. It's 2x1. It's 2 backs.
Blue.
So anytime there's 2 backs, the formation is going to be by color.
Blue.
So this is blue flip.
Blue flip. What? Why don't they have
the reason why they call it flip? Air raid rule.
Like red right, blue left. That would make
blue flip. The reason why old school air raid is the Y is always to the right and the X is always to the left.
Oh.
They never switch sides. Okay.
So if he were over here, it's blue.
It's blue.
Over here,
it's blue flip. That tells Z to go line up on the left-hand side. X and Y never change sides in old school air raid. Now, a lot of these young cats, they'll move guys from side to side, but in old school air raid, they do that. I missed the play, but
and that's Leach's idea of basically this guy's going to be on the right side his whole career, and he's going to be a pro.
Yes.
He's going to be way better over here.
And it goes way back to the old school 70s, like them guys talking about, if I stay on one side of the field, I can run the same slant a million times and I get really good at it.
Yeah. I don't know what happened here. I just know they got a ton of pressure and whoop.
Yeah, it's just kind of let's go play football and get rid of it. Not a bad play. All right, so here's late. That's stick post.
Stick post.
Yeah, they're going to go H post right on top of it. Actually, no.
No?
It's kind of you see the stick route by the wire by that guy right there.
Yeah. So
and they're running post wheel, so it's stick X post. Really good play down on the goal line area. Mm-hmm. When you get a safety who's really nosy into the stick, so you're going to run a post tag behind it.
What's he reading on this here?
He's reading peak flat post, and so when this guy takes off, when the X takes off. He sees right now, you see all the grass back here in the back.
Yeah, in the back.
Yeah, you see all that right there. He sees that grass right now. So his eyes are telling him, if that grass is open, I'm going to go there because that's my number one read. You see the grass is still there, right? Uh-huh. So he's going to throw that ball right there in that grass, and that kid is going to go to it because that's the first read. The peak guy, the outside guy is the first read on that thing. So they go outside, flat, stick. The stick is the last guy. And so the grass never got full. So he's like, let me just throw the ball in the grass. And it's the receiver's job to get there. So we got early.
Oh, he almost threw another pick here.
Yeah, it looks like they're running, kind of divide on that deal. I get down here and I start thinking about corner. That's my route on that.
Right,
So,
right. There, that seems so tough to throw like a quick slant right over the middle.
yeah, I hate that. I use the inside slant to clear. I tell you what, a great route Mummy and them were running down in Dallas is that they run a little chair route out that. They run a corner with the inside and then a double in with the other two guys.
Yeah. Now LSU's running a pick route with the 2 and the 3. They would have the first inside guy here kind of work vertical and then maybe a little skinny post, and the other guy would just do a quick one-step slant underneath it. So we had more room.
That's very similar to chair. Guys do little nuance type things.
Yeah.
I mean, really, he should have threw it to the number 2 dude, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so we got early jet, and you see the same route right there. I mean, that's chair. It's a corner with a double in, and the flats coming behind it. And the linebacker has no chance. He has no chance on that. And if they're able to pick it up, and you see them zone blitzing on the backside, thinking that they're going to throw that backside slant. You see how they're waiting on it right there.
Yep.
But Leach just picks the numbers, and that's a tough deal right there, especially with that back coming, because that back really makes that outside corner. He's like, oh shit, do I back up on the corner route, or do I come to the flat?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can just kind of see it. You see how the corner, that they're in no man's land there, because that inside guy, number 2, is just a clear out, and all he's going to do is block. He basically blocks that linebacker.
Mm-hmm. He's in
Yeah, he's in a bad way because it's 4-on-3.
Yeah,
it's 4-on-3. The only way to stop that play is either a drop or pressure, and that's pretty tough. That's great play design by Leach. Yeah. But that's just corner. That's corner out of trips with a motion guy to it.
Yeah. All right, let's see if we can get to maybe one more series here. Oh, man, that was a quick series. You see,
all right, this is open. Yeah, Leach will run the ball from time to time. He looks at numbers. He looks at, what's the easiest. And a lot of times he gives the people don't understand is Leach's quarterbacks. If you read, there's some Gardner Minshew interviews out there where he talks about Leach lets him call a lot of the offense. He just looks at him and says, here's open again.
That's pretty impressive.
They're running dig. They're running shallow here. Looks like 8 shallow. No.
Seems like this guy on the bottom, the slot on the bottom, gets really pushed inside there.
Yeah, and you want, when you run shallow, you want that guy to outside release to get that inside, to get the guy's shoulders turned so that the shallow comes.
Right. That's what I thought.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to tell, but what you see a lot of times, and you get this with a lot of guys when you're an air raid cat, is you're going to get some press man, and if you're going to be an air raid coach, you got to work your releases every day.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do we got here?
Same thing, open. Looks like 6 calls. Or no, 95. This is Y cross. He's going to go under Sam over Mike.
Yep.
You'll see him go under Sam. He's going to go over Mike. He's going to throw it in the hole. Yeah, that's 95. That's probably the best play action play in the air raid. They don't play action. They don't play action in here, but basically once he gets under Sam over Mike, once he gets Mike stacked, to get the air raid guy's going to throw it in the hole. So here we go, blue. Looks like kind of sort of the same deal. Yeah, it's 95. It's blue 95. He's seen something. He's seen something. Yeah, he don't care. He'll call the same thing over and over and over. Here's blue flip. And I don't know if that was 95H or if it was just 6. You can't hardly tell, unless you look at it from the end. Yeah, it's 95H. He ran 95 from the left, and then, you know, the quarterback has the option of looking at the grass. I mean, you look at it pre-snap, he's going to peek that guy on the bottom. You see the safety's kind of towards the middle of the field. He's
Yeah.
got all of that grass. So he's going to pre-snap that, and he's going to say, okay, do we win? And boom, the dude wins off the ball. So he's like, yo, let me give him a shot. Safety's too far to get over to help. That's a hell of a
No
ball.
way safety gets to that. No way.
No, that's a hell of a ball. I mean, that's why that kid's on scholarship. You know, it's a great play.
Yeah.
But you can see, you know, Leach is, it's not very complicated. They're reading grass. They're, you know, and then it just becomes, are my guys better than your guys?
Uh-huh. And Leach is going to say my guys are better because we've run this route 1,000 times.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's you know, the playbook's 15 to 20 plays long. You know, deep. You know, they do different things. Guys can tag and add. It makes it look a lot more complicated than it is. But, you know, the bottom line is, and I'm really excited about him being in Mississippi State, because the thing about it is, and this is what Coach Mummy was telling me a couple weeks ago, Mike's never been anywhere where he could recruit a defense.
Mm-hmm.
And Mississippi State always plays great defense.
Yeah.
So now you got a guy like Mike Leach who can go get some defensive cats to come play, and he can score points. And, you know, but the bad thing is, you know, he's in the toughest conference in the world in football. I mean, it just –
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's going to be really exciting. I'm really excited to see him and Lane Kiffin. You know, I hate that all this stuff is going on and is messing with everybody's spring balls and things like that. But
Yeah.
it should be a fun time to watch some SEC football.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, it'll be interesting, and I don't expect Leach to come out in like year one to be killing it, because I think, you know, for him it might take him a year or two till they've really.
Well, he's got to get a quarterback, and you know, I know there's football's different than it was 5 years ago. You know, because now you can go into the transfer portal and get a kid from another school that maybe was a 5-star guy, that there was 3 5-star guys, and this guy. I mean, you look at Joe Burrow. Guy just won the Heisman Trophy, won the national championship, and he had to transfer because he couldn't win the job where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, you never know what's going to happen, and it'll be interesting to see. But, you know, the thing about Leach is, you know, it's going to be fun to watch. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right, coaches, we're going to wrap this up. Thanks, Coach, for joining us. If you want to check out any of his stuff, he's got you can obviously tell he's got the air raid knowledge down pat, and you can find his stuff on CoachTube. So head on over there and check it out.
Yeah, and if you just go to coach2.com/92-mesh, you know, all of our courses are there. We got some other courses that we recommend, some of Coach Honstedt's stuff that we looked at that we really like. 92meshgroup.com, and then check us out on YouTube, youtube.com/92meshgroup. We post about 3 or 4 times a week. So love to have you guys, and appreciate you having me on, Jason.
All right. Great to have you. Later, Coach.